All right, so let's talk about how we can set everything up. So the first thing you want to do is to click on create, right? And when you're loading creation, remember this time you're going to be using sales. You're not going to be using you're not going to be using leads or engagement. You're not going to be using that. You're going to be using sales. So you want to name your campaign first. So let's say this is what we're naming our campaign. Well, we're just testing and we're not going to be publishing this. As you can see, this is a live account that has ads running on it. So I have to be very careful what I'm doing. Again, like I said, always select manual. Forget whatever they're telling you. Select the manual. Go with your own strategy. Don't go with what the the platform is teaching you to use, right? So now there are two ways to go about this. You could use ABO, Advantage Campaign Budget. This means you put the budget on the campaign, right? Remember I said we're using 5K per day, or you could choose to use your normal ad sets target your ad sets budget, where the budget is going to be on the ad set and not the campaign. So let's first look at it when it is on the campaign. So definitely for that one, you just need to turn this on. Once you turn this on, you will now be able to put your ad budget here. So you can see $5 is around 5,000 naira. So we'll just put our 5,000 naira and we're done. That's all. You don't need to touch any other thing here. Click on next, move to the next account, to the next stage, which is your ad set. So it's already on website here. If it's not on website, please select website. Then select your pixel, make sure your pixel is set. Then select your payments. Now remember, you should select purchase because you want people to buy. So you're going to be tracking when people fill your submit button on your form that they want to buy this product. You're going to track it as your purchase. Some people like to track it as leads. I don't know. I like to track it as purchase. So you could just track it as purchase. Then you could so you may need a thank you form. If you're going to be tracking your thank you form, that's even better. You could track your thank you form. But in this case, remember, we're not going to show how to set up Pixel. We already have that on a different video. Okay. Now you're almost done here. The next thing you want to do is to come and show all the options. Please leave it on zero targeting. Even if you're targeting people in other states, right? You're targeting only one state. You will still get cheaper results when you leave it on national, like you leave it on Nigeria. Instead of targeting just Lagos, you leave it on Nigeria, you will get cheaper results. Yes, you will get people in other states, but you will still get cheaper results and you'll be able to do a lot of deliveries more if you are actually targeting just the whole of Nigeria. Then you also want to leave it on minimum age. Just leave it on minimum age. That's the best. For languages, you want to come here and select English, all. Then you want to come to your audience. Please switch to original audience targeting options. Forget about this nonsense. They're telling you use original targeting. Then you want to come down and like I said, leave it on zero targeting, but you should add some exclusions. You want to remove people who are using 2G phones, right? You want to remove people who are using 2G phones. This is because most of the time they will not be able to load a page like this. This is the page we're actually using for our clients. Let me load it now. Shop. Um, and so she sells tea, right? Tea to generate flat tummy, right? So that is what she sells. So you can see it here. Now we have a form which we are already tracking. I'm not going to show you how to do that here. It's already covered how to track. So we have this form. It's a cognito form which we're tracking. So this is the form. And once somebody fill in their information, everything here, and click on confirm their order, this is the button we're tracking, right? And this button will not move until the person has filled in all this information. So Facebook will not be able to track anything until the person has put every single information correctly there, and then they can confirm their order. And then once we do that, it will show as a purchase on Facebook, right? So back to this place, we want to remove people who cannot load these websites. So let's go back. Then we want to remove future phones as well. Future phones are no all these your Basala phones, right? So you want to remove them because these people cannot load your website as well. They're using all those old phones that they're not really Android. Then the next thing you want to do is to select manual placements. Select manual placements. You want to now remove desktop. This is because the number of people using desktop to access Facebook is very low. And then secondly, those who are using desktop do not have WhatsApp installed on their desktops, right? On their laptops. So definitely, even if they click through, for example, this our form, once somebody fills it, it takes them to WhatsApp. So what's the use of somebody filling your form and then they cannot proceed to WhatsApp? So you've just lost that customer, or you have to, start calling a customer that did not even complete their order. So it doesn't make sense. So we remove people using desktop because overnight you can see that the number of people who are using just their mobile alone is still very plenty, about 39 to 46 million. So it didn't really affect it in any way. Okay, now you want to deselect all of this. Select all of this. If you have Instagram, please leave your Instagram. You could leave your Instagram if you want to also run ads on Instagram. But if you don't have it, it's not a big deal. You can actually do without it. Okay, so Facebook feed, you select Facebook feed, then come here, remove Instagram, and select Instagram feed. If you're running on Instagram, if you're not running on Instagram, you could leave it on only Facebook and you have one of 19 placements. But if you're running Instagram as well, you can come and select Instagram feeds. Now, if you have a video is part of your creatives, you could also test stories and reels, right? Select Instagram stories, Facebook stories, reels. Select this for 1, 2, 3, 4. You could select them so that people can also see your videos on Facebook Reels, Facebook Stories, and you will notice that you've selected 6 out of 19 placements. This is really cool, and you can run with this. Lastly, the last thing you could do here, where is it? Sorry. The last thing you could do here is show more options. And this is where you can select devices. Let's say you're selling a product, maybe an iWatch. If you are selling an iWatch, of course, people with Android devices do not need an iWatch. I'm assuming they don't need an iWatch because it does not work with their Android devices. So you do not want to select people with Android devices. So you come here and select iOS only. And so only people who are using an iPhone will basically be seeing your ads, which is really cool. But also look at the fact that your audience has really, really dropped to 7 million, right? So if you're selling something that iOS devices do not need at all, people with iOS do not need at all, you could track only Android devices, right? You see that most Nigerians use Android devices anyway. 30 to 36 million people are using Android devices. So you could do that. But in this case, she's selling flat tummy tea. Everybody needs it. There's no need of selecting any specific device. And so we select all mobile devices. And then we are done with this. We can simply move to step 3. And this is where the major work is that differentiates it from other types of art. So the first thing you want to do here is to get your creatives. Of course, let's assume you've selected your page, select your Instagram page as well. If you're using Instagram, if you're not using Instagram, you can leave it like this. You can see in this case, I'm not using Instagram. Just leave it like that. Remove this, uncheck multi-advertiser ads. Then you want to add your creatives. So let's go and add our creatives. I don't have all the creatives, but I'm going to, I don't really have specific creatives for anything T. So I'm just going to look for creatives. So a little bit about creatives. I mentioned that there are some types of creatives you should use. Let me see if I can find where I talked a little bit about them. So let us assume we're selling a beauty product. Since I don't have tea, let me talk about beauty. It's very similar. Find somebody using your product. For example, this. This is a lady holding a beauty cream, and you can see she applied a little bit. This speaks a lot to people who are into, who will like to buy what it is you're selling, right? Okay. So this speaks a lot to people who want what this you're selling, right? So this is one type of creative you could use. So I'm going to select this one. Where is it? I'm going to select it. Let me see if I can select it. Downloads. Where are you, where are you? So this is image of, okay, this is another perfect one. I'll open it in a bit, but let me get that first one. So I don't have T here, so I'm just going to assume um, you want an image of somebody using your product. Okay, so this is one. This is one somebody using our I'm just pretending we're into skincare, right? So this is one somebody using our skincare product. And then let's find others. Let's find others. So where is this particular one? New folder. Okay, want to get more, want to get more. Um, and that's one type of image. That's what we call that UGC, right? User generated imagery, user generated creatives, UGC. So you want to use UGC. This is another very sweet one, face mask. Let me see if I can open this. This is another very, very awesome something that you could use. Open. This is another awesome one you could use if you were selling. If you were selling tea, let's say you were selling tea like my client is, I will use maybe the picture of a fat person or the picture of a thin person. Just be careful how you use it, because when you're in the health niche, Facebook ban health stuff a lot. Okay. Um, okay. So definitely you want to use something like this. I'm just going to be looking for more. Let me see if I can find something else. Another type of image we want to use. You can use product images. Let me see. That's the second type. The first type is UGC. The second type is product images. So let me see if I can find my product image here. If I can find product image here. You want to use product image. Good. This is an example of a product image, right? This and that type of picture you want to use. So whatever your product is, you want to use a product image of it. Best put on a white background. This is not exactly white, but let me see if I could find another. Good. This is really cool. Let's say I'm selling cakes. Oh, yeah, this is even better. So this is even better. Your product on a white background. This also works very, very well. You can see how awesome this looks. I can't find the product I had run ads for my clients before. I would have loved to show you. I would have loved to show you that particular product. Let's see. I think they should be somewhere here. Let me see. Oh, perfect. There they are. Now, this particular product, this particular image you're looking at. Oh my God, what did I do? Okay, so this particular image I just selected, um, this particular image I just selected brought in over 1,000 plus orders. And my client is presently in the UK right now, as I'm talking to you from this particular product. Just look at how beautiful it is. This was all we did. This picture brought in over 1,000. If you look at the product here, this is how stuff like this is UGC exemplified, right? This is the kind of photos you want to use. So if you want to use a slimming tea, you could do something like this. Put your tea in one side and put a fat person or a slim person, right? Put a slim person. Sure, it's best to use a slim person. Facebook tends to frown on you using the picture of a fat person because they look at it as body shaming, and so that stuff is not allowed. This particular type of image works super well. So let's assume we select this. Then this is the second one, right? This is an example of your product on a white background. Like I said, this one also brought in over 600 plus orders, if I can remember very well. This is an example of it. This is just a mock-up of the product. You can see how powerful it is. It brought in so many sales, right? This is another one, somebody using the product. This is another one, somebody using the product. So in summary, you want to have 4 of these images or with a video, right? So let me just select them so that I have enough. 1, 2, 3. I still need one more. Like I said, okay, I'm just going to select a video. I don't have a video, but I'm just going to select, okay, let me see, incoming. I don't think I can select a video here, but so we'll now go one by one. The first one, we want to add our image. So let's assume we're starting with this. This image is not very perfect because this image is small. So you have to be careful. If you see anything like this, you can see this sign here. It shows that the image is not perfect for this and may not be very good. So you want to use an image that is very, very perfect. You can see. So if it's not too perfect, you can see if we use the original, it doesn't make any sense. There's so much space. It's best to use 1:1 and all that. So we'll always find a perfect image to use. So in the previous video, we covered how you can find these images on, using Facebook groups, Pinterest, and the rest of those. We covered all those. So the next thing you want to do is to put in your ad headline. So let's copy our ad copy. Remember, you need 2 different ad copies for this. So let's put our first ad copy. So this is our first ad copy. We've put it. By the way, this ad copy is not related to this stuff in any way. I just copied this for somewhere. So you want to get an ad copy that actually relates to what you're selling, right? So put in your website. So you want to put in your website, right? So you want to put in your website. Oh, in this case, this is our website. Let's copy this because this is what we're using. Let me not use the other one I used. This is what we're using. So you want to put in your website here. Right? Remember, you should have installed your pixel here so you can track your confirm order button. So now once you're done here, you set up, please put in your headline, buy this tea now, or get flat tummy now, or whatever headline you want to use. Please, let's say buy this tea now. Make sure your headline is powerful, is punchy enough to get them to take action. Your headline is very, very powerful. So you can a powerful headline would be something like start the journey to getting flat tummy. So maybe 21 days. Start your journey to a flat tummy in 21 days. Okay, so this could be your headline. So this could be your headline. Then you want to, okay, so you're basically done here. So what you want to do now is to duplicate this ad. So let's duplicate this. I just want you to watch what I'm doing carefully because this is where we are going to be using that system of 2 ad sets to 4 ads. So we've duplicated this. We can name this as test 2. So the only thing we are going to change here, is our creative. We're going to come here and change our creative. So this is our creative. We're going to come here and select it. And we're done. We've changed our creative. So we now have 2 ads under the same ad set, right? We now have 2 ads under the same ad set. I don't know why this is. Now, sometimes this will not change. You just have to go back and click on change and switch it manually. This is it here. Okay, so you can see that we now have two different ads. They are using the same ad copy, the same headline, but different images. Same ad copy, same headline, different images. That's what we have here. The next thing we want to do is to come to the ad set, our ad set, and then we will duplicate the ad set. Remember, everything is still under one campaign. Everything is still under one campaign. So what you come here and do, just rename this. So this can be, um, you can say this could be copy two, ad set, copy two, ad. Okay, this can be ad set two. We can just name it ad set two. Come to the first one, and then remember this was test one, test two. This will be test three, and this will be test four. So in this particular one, what we are simply going to do is to change the creatives and change the ad copy. Both of them, again, we use the same ad copy, but different creatives. So what we're going to do here, let's go back to test three. We're going to select a creative. Let's go and change this creative. Now we're not going to use any creative that we have used before. We're going to select a new creative. This. Remember, we've used these two in the past. So this is the last one we're selecting now, and we change our creative. Again, sometimes this changes. If it's doing like that all the time, you can just remove all. If you remove all, then you do it again, it won't have that issue. So let's go and remove all, select, and you should have no issues at all. It will just fix up in everywhere. You don't have to be changing that thing manually. So you can see we now have this. Then the next thing you want to do is come and change your ad copy. So I'm going to select my second ad copy. This is my second ad copy. Very different from my first ad copy. This is my second ad copy, it's my first one. So you come here and change your ad copy. You can see it's different. We've changed our ad copy. Same thing you now do. You remember we've changed the creative, we've changed the ad copy. Come to test four. Change the ad copy. And change your creative as well. So for this one now, this is where we could decide, well, let's test the video here. So we're going to test a video. Let me see if I have any videos related to this. So you select video, not image, and then upload. Let me see if I have a video. Oh, perfect. So this was the video we used for this particular client. You can see how she was the model of this particular video here. So let me just upload it. Let's see. We have a video that works. Yeah, I hope it doesn't take forever to upload. Oh, perfect. That's cool. That's cool. So this was our video. We used this video. Did it work? I can't remember if it worked. I don't think it worked so well. But then remember your testing. So this was the video we used. She did this video. She did everything, and sent it to me. And we were just able to use it for her ads, right? So you can see what I'm doing here. I used 3 images and then 1 video. This is not always the case. You must not always use a video. If you don't have a video, you could use 4 images. If you have only videos, you can use all videos. It doesn't really matter. The idea is that you are testing 4 different creatives. All right. Now we have everything set. So if you want, you can change your headline just to test the headline. So we could say something like lose tummy fat in 21 days. Or no, that will get you banned. Lose tummy fat without excessive gym or without working out or something like that. But don't give specific time frame. Facebook does not like time frame. They call it unrealistic outcomes, right? It is known as unrealistic outcomes. So again, you want almost everything to be the same. So let's copy this, which we put in test 4 to test 3, because they are almost exactly the same ad copy, same headline. The only difference was they are creative. So remember, it was test 3. Let's change the headline, and you're done. You can then select this ad copy, the campaign, and just click on publish, and it's going to publish everything for you. So you will be spending $5 per day. Now, what this particular method will do using the Advantage campaign budget, this is the method using the Advantage campaign budget. What this particular method will do is that it would allow Facebook to choose which of your ads are performing and then pump money to that particular ad that is performing best. So this is you telling Facebook, hey, this is my money. Spend 5,000 Naira every day and make sure you feed only the ad that is performing best. Now, the reason why I don't really like this particular one is that most of the time, Facebook will not even spend money on some of the ads, right? Some of the ads will not even get any money at all because Facebook will feel it's not going to perform. Meanwhile, if you had tested them, they would have performed. So this is why I don't always use this. However, I've also used it and it worked, but it doesn't always work that way because sometimes Facebook will purposely not spend the right money on the right ad at the right time. So this is method 1 that you could use. So let's look at the second method to use. I'm going to rush that because all you need to do is to turn off Advantage campaign budget. So you're not going to be putting your budget in the campaign place. You're going to put your budget in the ad sets place. So it's going to divide your budget into 2. Let's look at how it does that. It has divided your budget into 2. You will find out that each ad set is now using a budget of 2,500, 2,500. So let's check it out. So nothing else changes. The only difference is that your budget is now on the ad set, which means your ad set is, okay, so it's supposed to be 2,525. So if you're using the 5K per day method, which we talked about, all you need to do is come to put this at 2,500. Do the same thing here for 2,500. Now, the reason why I like this particular one is that all your ads get to spend equal amount of money, right? All your ads get to spend equal amount of money. So there's no any other editing you're doing here. You're not doing anything differently. You're just done, you publish, right? Once you're done, you click on publish and you're good to go. Now, when you're doing this method, one important thing you must be very careful that you must check how your ads are spending. Because since you've put in a big figure, for example, 5,000 per day, you have to be watching how much your ads are spending so you don't overspend on a bad ad. So what you normally do is that when a particular ad is not performing, you just come and turn it off, right? If an ad copy is not performing, one of these is not performing, you just turn it off. Anyone that's not performing, you turn it off. And it might reach a case in which the whole 4 will not perform. You turn them off, set up new ones. It might reach a case in which all of them are performing. You leave it to run, or you turn off some and allow the best performing ones to get all the juice. So it really depends on you. Of course, you will know when your ads are not performing. How do you know? If your cost per result is too costly, you know your ad is not performing. If your not landing page, your cost per impressions is too costly, it's above 1,000 Naira, you know your ad is not performing, and all that. We've covered that in how to check your ad. So this is exactly how you set up the $5 per day strategy. Very, very simple. You can see how we used it here. You can see how we set it up. So that's how you set up. Very, very simple. Remember, your pixel should have been set up even before you start all this. Very, very important, because you're dealing with purchase here. Once people click on your link, once people click on this, it will register on Facebook that somebody has created a purchase. And so you are done and you're good to go. So this is exactly how you set up ads using for e-commerce using the $5 per day strategy. I just wanted to recap with one very important thing. There are 2 types of creative you should be using here. One is UGC creative. That's where somebody is using your product. The other one is a standalone image of your product, and you can see where we use two of them, and then you can use a video. So those are the three types that work really, really well. All right, so I'll see you in the next video.